Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Look at that lineup. And there's a big group. Almost all of the non-flyers have started flying. They're up there with them. You can still spot a couple of them in the trees, obviously, but the group is looking big and strong right there. 60 plus birds in there. And yeah, for the most part, all doing great. So I expect them to go ranging any second. Yesterday was another real hot day. They flew for about an hour and a half, which I was okay with, because out of that hour and a half they spent an hour ranging. So no complaints there. They're definitely ready to go on some short tosses, I believe. So that's gonna be coming up real soon, but let's see where they're going. I'm trying to see if they're about to go ranging now so that I can see them leave on camera, but doesn't look like it quite yet. They're still fairly low. Anyway, we'll let them do their thing. Had a little bit of an incident yesterday after the birds came back. We've got another injured bird. Let me get him. Give me a second. As you can see, this guy right here is having a hard time standing up, and that's because, don't want to bother him too much, but you can see he has a splint on his leg that I made, because his leg just about broke right about here, snapped off clean. So I put him in a splint, used a couple of pieces of shish kebab sticks that I cut down and some medical tape, and wrapped those around his leg, and we're just gonna let him rest. He did drink a little bit of water. He hasn't eaten yet since yesterday. I'll give him today before I try force feeding him, or feeding him myself, not really force feeding him. But that splint's definitely helping, because that leg, you know, was just kind of dangling, and whichever way you moved him, it was just flopping, because it seemed like the bone broke off clean. So, like I said, I disinfected it, sprayed it down, put some of that ointment on it, and wrapped it up. So that splint should do the trick. But basically, yeah, all the birds came back and they landed, and he landed with them, and they were panting because it was a hot day, and they did fly for quite a while. And he was sitting right here on the edge, and he was actually laying down. And as I went inside to, I just thought he was tired and he was laying down and panting. And as I called all the birds to go inside to eat, I saw that he wasn't coming. And when I, went to get close to him, I saw that he couldn't stand up. He was basically, he limped away, and he took off and landed back on his stomach. So yeah, it was obvious that he wasn't doing too good himself. So we'll keep him in there for as long as he needs. Hopefully he'll make a full recovery. It's, it's something he can definitely come back from. I've had it happen a couple times. I've done a couple of splints on my birds in the last couple of years, so they seem to heal real quick. Within about a week or so, they seem to be back to 90% themselves. So let's see if there's anything to see here by the breeders, though I don't believe. And we'll continue this video probably tomorrow, which is when I'm gonna post it, which will be Thursday. So yeah, nothing new with these guys. same old as usual. But they're finally picking up a little bit of height, so still not a lot. They're kind of reasonably low. I thought they'd be gone by now, but we'll let them do what they do, and I'll be back with you guys tomorrow. And I'm back with you guys, Mark with Red Star Loft. It is now Thursday, and expecting rain any minute now. According to the Doppler radar, it's gonna be a rainy day all around, so we're not gonna let the birds out today. We'll just keep them rested. They've flown the last 8 days every day in a row, so we'll give them today off, and then tomorrow we'll let them loft fly, and Saturday morning we'll take them on a real quick down the road toss. So that's all gonna be documented. But anyway, today I'm gonna talk about my first part of the video. I was talking about an injured bird, and my second part of the video I am also gonna talk about another injured bird, because it's been a rough couple of days. See this guy in here? I was mowing the lawn. I was right around here. It was like 6:30 in the evening, and a bird just real quickly landed up on that little tiny aviary. At first glance he looked okay, but he kind of hit himself underneath that little awning area. He kind of just hit in there and he stood there, so I just went over, jumped up and grabbed him. And first thing I noticed was just how skinny and dehydrated this guy was. So super skinny, super dehydrated. He hasn't eaten in days, which surprised me. But then when I took a closer look at him, he definitely had a reasonably major hawk attack, and he was mostly healed up from it yesterday when I caught him. So who knows how many days ago he actually got attacked and where he was, but he for the most part recovered more or less on his own. Let me set up my camera here and show you. He more or less recovered on his own and then came back, because yeah, I'll show you. I wouldn't have known that something was even wrong had it not been for one of his wings is slightly drooping. But let me see if I can get this. So here you can see that he has a reasonable sized cut right there, and then this wing, all of this in there, all of that black that you can see, that's all from a hawk. So he got split across his chest and across his wing, and like I said, he's for the most part recovered from that, and then he came back super skinny, super hungry, dehydrated. So he's already doing much better today. He's looking much better today. So I'll keep him in here for at least another day, because he seems to be able to fly. That wing definitely isn't 100%, but he is able to fly. So I'll just keep him in here today to make sure he gets as much food as he wants and hydrates back up before I take him back into the loft. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. 2 birds, 2 injuries, both back to back. So 1 broken leg and 1 basically torn open by a hawk. Like I said, these guys have a day off today. They've already eaten a lot of their food, so I'll give them more feed. Come on, guys. yeah, they're more or less full. I'm trying to get them real nice and full, nice and early today, so that they have all the energy they need, and by the time they fly tomorrow, they're in good shape. So, other than that, nothing new or major to update you guys on. Just to put it in perspective, because it's kind of crazy for me. I've never had as many birds as I do now. I go through one 50-pound bag of feed every single week between my breeders and my flyers. So yeah, 50 pounds per week. I know some guys do way more than that, but I've never done anywhere close to that. So, and I gotta count my birds tonight, because it does definitely look like I've lost a few. I wouldn't say too many. Like I said, maybe just a few, but for the most part, birds are there and doing real well. Not a whole lot to show on the breeder end. Same old stuff with them. So that's all I got for you guys. Like I said, there should be something out this weekend, considering that the weather is nice. I'll be putting up some release footage, so stay tuned for that. And until then, as always, like, share, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate the support. It means a lot to me. And I'll catch up with you in a few days.